What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we're going to talk about this whole situation with myself and John Boyega and talk about the Star Wars fandom in general. So, before we get started, if I seem not myself, I am tired. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning here. I did about 3.5 hours of the High Council earlier. We had an amazing show. You guys were incredible just showing up in the comments section, the super chat, all the love, all the likes, all the shares, all the hashtags, incredible stuff. Thank you. I thank you so much. That's the first time I was able to host a High Council on the Geeks and Gamers channel, and you all made it so special, and so thank you so much. But yeah, so I did cover this John Boyega story on the High Council, but more people just continue to ask me about it, emails, messages, tweets, whatever. So I figured I would make a video about it. I'm not going to read all the tweets. You can read all of them. I just, my reason for getting involved with this was the tweet that John Boyega said. So basically, Rebel Force Radio, big fan of that podcast, tweeted something. One of their, I guess, fans responded to them, and they tagged John Boyega, and they're talking about how, well, Kelly Marie Tran left social media, but John Boyega hasn't tweeted since that date either, and nobody's talking about it. And then John Boyega responded to that person, because that person was saying it was a Lucasfilm social media silence they were putting him on, and John Boyega was very sarcastic, which I appreciate some good sarcasm, no problem there. But John Boyega was sarcastic in his response, and ultimately the guy even apologized and said, "I apologize, blah 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 blah." But but Rose sucked, and your character wasn't much better. And then John Boyega just simply said, "We don't care," with the shrug emoji. I mean, look, with where Star Wars is right, with where Star Wars is right now, I just don't think that's the proper way to handle it. With all of the social media problems Star Wars is having, with all of the employees, from Rian Johnson to Freddie Prinze to Chuck Wendig to all this stuff going on with J.J. Abrams' comments, Rian Johnson's treatment of the fans, John Boyega is one of the few people that we still, a lot of Star Wars fans really like and have a lot of respect for. I know speaking from my perspective, I've always liked John Boyega. But that tweet really just rubbed me the wrong way, and then he just kept going. And he was making these statements about, like, Star Wars fans, just because you don't, just because you buy a ticket doesn't mean you're not exempt from getting backlash if you're not stepping to us in a polite way. Obviously, I'm not quoting him, but that's the gist of what he was saying. If you come at people rude, then you can expect to get it back, even if you paid for a ticket. Again, I don't totally disagree with that notion at all. I feel very strongly that if you punch someone, you deserve to get punched back twice as hard. But again, these are special circumstances, and right now, everything that's going on with Star Wars, man, all the stuff with The Last Jedi, the response, that how Lucasfilm has handled it, the Blu-ray sales are tanking compared to The Force Awakens, toy sales are down, The Last Jedi fell $700 million short of The Force Awakens, Solo is a complete and total failure. This is not the thing you need to be doing right now on social media, is going after fans. Just let it go. You are the face of Star Wars. You are one of the main faces, and this is not a good look. And I don't know what the end game is here. What do you expect to accomplish in this situation? Everybody gets harassed online. Everybody. And as much as some people may seem to think that I'm enjoying what's going on with Star Wars right now, I'm not. I like being enthusiastic about Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I want to celebrate Star Wars. I want to go back to the pre and post Force Awakens version of myself. The guy who was so hyped for The Force Awakens. I was so taken by all of the excitement. Drove down to Orlando, watched the Star Wars fireworks the night before, stood in line for 8 or 9 or 10 hours for The Force Awakens. Loved every second of that movie. Saw it multiple times, couldn't wait for episode 8, and I want to be like that again, but I'm not, and I'm not going to sit here and just start telling you I'm excited even though I'm not, and Lucasfilm's treatment of the fans is a problem. It's a huge, huge problem, and it needs to change. And what John Boyega did yesterday, in my opinion, was not a very good move, especially considering how bad things are from a standpoint with Lucasfilm versus the fans and how they've been treated. Yesterday I made a tweet. I actually think, I made this tweet well before the John Boyega thing. I don't know, man. I had so much going on yesterday, so maybe I made it before or after, I can't remember. But I did not like Man of Steel. I did not like Batman v Superman. I was very critical of the DCEU. If you remember, the DCEU used to get destroyed. Online critics were horrible. Now, I never attacked anybody involved with the DCEU in terms of personally. I was very critical of the filmmaking process and some of the decisions made. But I made this tweet, and it said, Batman v Superman. Zack Snyder and the DCEU got destroyed for years on social media. I was very vocal in my opinion. But Cavill, Snyder, Godot, Affleck, who got it the worst, by the way, never attacked the fans. Lucasfilm is a total disaster right now. It's embarrassing. And it is embarrassing. It's very embarrassing that we've gotten to this point. I've never seen anything like this from such a major brand. These people just continue to attack these fans. And it's nonstop. And they are destroying the brand. Destroying it. So all those people that want to retweet you on Twitter, John Boyega, again, I like you. I like you a lot. I think you're a stand-up dude. I know your story. I know your background, at least from what's public knowledge. I'm not saying I know you. But from what I know, your story is incredible, and it's very inspiring. And I'm very happy that you're involved with the Star Wars universe. And I always have been from day one. I love listening to John Boyega in interviews. I love the positivity and the childlike excitement that he brought to this franchise in the beginning. I loved the interviews with him and Daisy Ridley for the rounds for The Force Awakens. They were so excited. They were so thankful to be here. They were so honored to be here. And I, as a fan, was honored to have them in Star Wars. But the behavior from Lucasfilm, this isn't even about The Last Jedi. Whatever. That movie is what it is. If you can't accept that it broke the fandom and it's a bad movie, then that's on you. But this is post-Last Jedi. Post-Last Jedi, the reaction towards the fans has been some of the worst one of the worst PR disasters I've ever seen from a name brand. Maybe the worst. And I want to see it get fixed. I don't want to see it continue to spiral out of control. I want to see it get fixed. Will that happen? I don't know. But all I'm doing is getting on here and giving my opinion. My honest opinion about how I feel about things and the things that I'm sick and tired of seeing. And I'm interested in having a conversation with people. I'm interested in having dialogue with people. What I'm not interested in is being called a racist or a sexist. And I'm not interested in being caught up with those people. I'm not interested in you painting a broad brush of fans based on just a few people. If you want to say that Kelly Marie Tran left Instagram because of sexist, racist trolls, all I'm saying is show me the proof. And if you can't show me the proof, then shut up about it. Because you're just creating a false narrative. So I want to see things get fixed, and that's why I reached out to John, and I tweeted him, and I said point blank, like, hey man, let me find it real quick, and I'm sorry, I will put this up so you guys can see it though. I asked him, God, I tweeted so much yesterday. I have to stop tweeting so much. It's spending too much. I'm spending way too much time on fucking Twitter. All right, so I said, John Boyega, I'm respectfully offering you an opportunity to speak to so many upset fans within the Star Wars universe. Let's rebuild the fandom. If you would like to have a video discussion with me on my YouTube channel, send me a PM and I'll make that happen. I then further said, we can pre-record it. I'll sign an agreement saying I can't upload anything without your final approval. I'll let you pre-approve the questions. You make the rules. And then I followed up one more time, and I said, and just to sweeten the deal a little more, any monetization gained from this video, I will donate 100% to Give Kids the World Village in Orlando, Florida. Let's make this a positive effort all the way around. That's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in having conversations, creating dialogue. I'm interested for you to know that for me, and the majority of people that subscribe to my channel and watch my videos, the heavy majority, by the way, We're not racist. We're not sexist. We're not bigoted. We are simply fans that do not like what's going on with Star Wars right now. And we would like to see a little bit of respect paid from the original trilogy era and all of the characters that we grew up knowing and loving. And we would like to see those characters honored and respected in a way that transitions everything over to the new characters. But we don't feel that's been done yet. And that's our opinion. You don't have to agree with our opinion, but that's our opinion. And that's what we would like for everybody to know. And then John would have his opportunity to say where he comes from, because he has a completely different perspective than me, than you, and everyone else. Because clearly he didn't write the stories. Clearly he's not involved with the creative process. But he probably does get a lot of people online screaming at him, blaming him. Like I said, when I was in retail, you get a lot of people screaming at you about prices and decisions being made within the store that you have no power over. But because you're the face that they connect to with the brand, they are going to scream at you. That's just how it works. So I'm sure that happens with John Boyega. And a lot of these people who are lashing out on Lucasfilm, I'm sure just because they're attached to Lucasfilm, there are a lot of people, a lot of loudmouth, obnoxious people that will point blank blame them for everything that has happened within Star Wars in the last few years. I fully understand that. I totally do. But if you really want everyone to get that message, have a conversation. Have a conversation with someone that does not agree with you, or someone that you feel is on the opposite side of the fandom. And if you feel that I'm making waves within the Star Wars fandom, say it to me. Say it to my face, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. Say it directly to me, and then I can tell you how I feel, and that's how you create dialogue. That's how you create understanding in the middle ground. So that's my stance on the whole situation. I'm really tired right now, and I hope I've had some energy. I hope I didn't go low energy Jeb Bush on all of you for this video, but I want to see things get fixed, and I don't think it's going to get fixed anytime soon by a lot of what we're seeing from Lucasfilm and its employees online. I think that is dividing the fandom more than anything right now. So thank you to everybody who reached out to me and asked me about that. It's been a wild ride, and yeah, after that, and then the High Council, which had just so many viewers and so many comments. You guys were incredible. I appreciate it. And yeah, we got a lot planned for the rest of this week. And just to John Boyega, I respect you a lot as an actor, as a person, and I don't have anything against you on a personal level. I liked Finn in The Force Awakens. I hated Finn in The Last Jedi, but that's not your fault. That has nothing to do with you. The performance was fine. I think you gave a great performance. But the things that have happened to that character and the things that are happening to the fandom, you have nothing to do with. That's not your fault, and you should take no blame in that. And anybody that's blaming you is a dumbass, and they should be called a dumbass. But specifically, individually, directly, you should not paint Star Wars fans with that brush. And that's what bothers me right now. Whether you agree or disagree with what I'm saying, that's up to you, and that's fair. But do not put me in the same camp as racist and sexist. That is ridiculous. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for watching this video. We'll talk to you later.